Hey guys. Okay, so I'm just re-recording the YATTO calculator video because apparently I recorded it last time, but you couldn't really hear my voice because of my sound settings on my laptop. So I'm just gonna remake the calculator video, and I'll probably get the sequencer done tonight. Uh, so let's get into how to use this. Oh, and I actually made a thread about this to get some help on the correct pronunciation. It is pronounced YATTO, so something like that. So I'm just gonna call it that. So let's get right into it. The first thing you need to do is enter in how many relics you have to spend and how many steps to calculate. Steps is just how many levels of artifacts it's gonna calculate. I leave it at 100 to keep it simple. What checkmarking this does is basically you're telling YATTO is that you want to be using your skills all the time because they make you stronger. So you're basically telling it, yeah, I want permanent crit and berserker's rage, but with the new 1 diamond skill exploit, this is no longer necessary, so you shouldn't do it. The only reason you should level things like Ogre's Gauntlet past 90 or Axe of Resolution past 90 is if it makes you stronger. Then you come over here to the methods. This is the first thing that trips some people up. There are 6 methods to calculate how to get better. You wonder, what do I do? Now, the most used by the community is damage equivalent, followed up. Not a lot of people use it, but I think it's the second one. It's tap damage. Tap damage is sort of like pure damage, and damage equivalent I'll get into explaining into a second. Just for the sake of curiosity, what the other ones do is gold optimizes for gold, all damage optimizes for numerical all damage increase, but that sort of skews it. Relics per second basically just tells you to level undead aura almost all the time. And stages per second, the cool one, stimulates a robot playing the game with your artifacts and tries to figure out what would help it get to the max stage, and then the secondary goal is time spent. So we're going to go to the frequently asked questions to give you the correct explanation. You'll check here on damage equivalent, right? I want to try these annotations. Alright, so maybe I can try it here. So gold, right? We'll type this here. What damage equivalent does is gives gold a damage value. So for example, if you have a 15% gold increase from Crafter's Elixir, it's going to give that a numerical damage value, and then it's going to optimize for both. So basically, in simple terms, it's going to give you the best of both worlds, gold and damage. And the point of damage is to break through your walls, and gold is to help bring the walls down lower. So that's why most of the community uses it. So let's get back into the calculator. Methods are covered. Um, Over here, you just enter in your max stage, undead aura level, and total hero levels. You can actually experiment with this. So this is my max stage. I want to find out how much leveling undead aura will help. Level 80 undead aura gives me 67,446 relics. I'll get, what do I get with 100? Okay, that's like a 13,300 increase in relics or something. So there's that. We just put in your numbers. And for the sake of convenience, you should make an account and then just save to account every time you use YATTO, because you don't want to type everything in again. But you could just also automatically save cookies, and your browser will remember everything. And when you put in all your information, the easiest way is to use this choose file function. You basically, for Android, I assume this would work for Apple too, or a Windows phone. You connect your phone to your computer. You go into your phone's files. You find and data, and then the GameHive Corp file, and then there will be a bunch of backup files and one with the ending .adat, and that has all your information in it. And you just choose that file, and then you press load info for file, and I'll fill in, I think, almost everything. You might have to fill in like the hero levels, but other than that, I'll fill in everything. So that's for sake of uploading everything. When you put in your artifact levels, which I'll show you here in a second, so make sure you entered everything correctly. Check the all damage. So if this is your all damage, or maybe it's 1% off, then you did everything right. But if it's off by more than that, you usually have put in one level wrong. So here, we put in your artifact levels. Any artifact you don't have, just leave it at 0. And then over here, the next thing that trips some people up, your hero levels. Some people just don't bother doing them, but put them in wrong. When I first started using YATTO, I just put in level 0 for every hero and then level 1 for Takeda, because when I had all these relics to spend, I had just prestige. But that's not what the point of YATTO is. The point is to help you break through your highest wall. So you have to put in your information at your highest wall. Now it knows all my buffs when I'm stuck. It knows what level I have Dark Lord, and then it optimizes from there. An easy way, like at stage 2,700 or something, you should probably have these guys at 3,000. But it just needs to know the buffs you have, like the increased tap damage. So I just leave it at 1,000. Then over here, you just type in your weapon numbers because those also matter. And boom, you've done that. Then the last part is bonuses from customizations. Another thing that trips some people up. When you enter in your bonuses, you have to leave them in percentage form. So when I put in 0.58, the way you figure out decimal to percentage, how I learned it was you move the decimal point 2 places to the right, which would leave this as 58%, which is what I have, right? If you put in your bonus as a whole number, like if I put in 58, it's not meant to interpret percentages. It's meant to interpret decimals into percentages. So I'll think your actual boost is 5,800%, which can actually ruin all the calculations. And I'll show you with an easy example. If I mess up my tap damage and I say instead of a 36% boost, I have a 3,600% boost, then YATTO will tell me to level up Drunken Hammer till I run out of relics for like the next 100 prestiges, because that huge amount of boost would make Drunken Hammer the best artifact in the game, but those are incorrect numbers. And also, if they're green, like these three here, that just means you bought all of them, which is an easy reminder that you don't have to go check for new numbers. And that should be it. And then all you do is just press calculate. And the more methods you choose, the longer this will take. I think my browser actually crashed once when I picked all 6 with 100 steps, but if you just pick damage equivalent and at times tab name, and you should be fine. And then here's a summary of what to do. I go down these one by one, but you can use whatever method you want. This is a in-depth, like every single level. If you really want to be, if you really want optimized to the fullest, you would use this. But you know, I'm too lazy for that. I just use a summary. And one thing that the calculator will do is calculate for more relics spent than you have. So see how this last level would cost me 52,421. I only have 52,291. It's a little annoying to me, but basically what that means is if you go through the summary, you're going to get all this done, and then Night Shield is going to be like stuck at 85. And then once you get it done, you just press a check mark and it auto updates. So my chest of contentment right now is 119. I just press that, voila, updates, and my all damage went up. So hopefully that explains how to use YATTO. If you have any more questions, please check out the frequently asked questions on here, the wiki. Leave them in the comments on the thread that I'm probably posting this in, and you can even message me in Reddit. My name is Fingers Fell Off. Alright, see you guys.